Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Welcome back to my channel one more time. We talk about the day of judgment, the coming of the Mahdi, Dajjal, Yajuj and Majuj. If you are interested in this topic, inshallah you can subscribe to my channel because we go live sometimes. We make videos on those topics about the coming of the Mahdi, Dajjal, Yajuj and Majuj, end of time, the sign of the judgment day. So inshallah consider subscribing. This video I wanted to talk to you live. If you have any question, you can let me know. And this video I want to talk to you one of the minor signs of the day of judgment. We find in the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he mentioned iqtarabatu sa'atu wa anshaqqal qamar, that the hour has drawn near, wa anshaqqal qamar, and the moon has split. Now according to the scholars, one of the minor signs of the day of judgment is the splitting of the moon. And if you take a look at this video, I'm going to be showing you why this is important. If you take a look at this video, you will have a better understanding, better idea what is happening, because inshallah this will give you some real good perspective from a scientific point of view.
On a global scale, and this is critical knowledge to understand the geologic history of the moon. The next steps in this research will be to more accurately assess the age of these scarps, to help determine how geologically active the moon might still be today.
Okay, so the scarps here basically refers to the steep bank of one part of the moon crashing on the other part. So they are not saying directly whether the moon was split in the past, but they are giving some real solid indication that it may have happened in the past. So take a listen a little bit more.
What's exciting about these findings for me is that the moon is not a dead body. It's not an object where everything that happened on the moon happened billions of years ago. These scarps could be younger than 1 billion years. They could be, in fact, as young as a couple of 100 million years old, or they could be even younger.
So the key word I want you to understand is that he's saying, the scientist from NASA, he's saying that these scarps that you have just seen, I'm going to show you here, these scarps can happen even few hundred years ago. It could have been, it could have an impact a few hundred years ago, which we Muslims believe would be the time of the Prophet ﷺ, that he did indeed split the moon. So this is one of the signs of the day of judgment. Dear my sisters, this is something we have to be careful about. When we talk about the signs, sometimes it is easy for us to overlook this particular sign, but this is very, very important, very, very significant. Even in the calendar of some civilization, they have recorded this event taking place of the splitting of the moon. So let's take a listen a little bit more, inshallah.
Shrunk in the recent geologic past, and in fact may still be actively shrinking today. The research, led by Dr. Tom Waters from the Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum, involved searching thousands of lunar images for specific fault structures called lobate scarps.
We know the moon is shrinking by looking at the lobate scarps in detail. They actually reflect the crustal materials of the moon being pushed together, breaking, and being thrust over one another. So that indicates that something has been causing the moon to actually contract or shrink.
Finding that the lobate scarps are globally distributed indicates that contraction of the lunar surface is happening on a global scale.
So in other words, the changes that are happening on the lunar surface, it is something unexplained largely. Scientists only can tell few things about the activity of the lunar surface, why this is shrinking, why something doesn't look quite right. And as believers, as Muslims, we know why these activities are taking place. It is partly because of the splitting of the moon. That is a great possibility. They do not want to consider that because, wallahi, like these scientists, dear brothers and sisters, they don't believe in splitting of the moon. They don't believe in the religion. So obviously they are not going to come out and say, yes, the moon was split, and lo and behold, this is right now making so many changes on the moon surface because the split of the moon. They are not going to come out and say that. And this is the irony of scientists, that they see with their eyes the truth, but they nevertheless they do not want to accept it. Rather, they will come up with a counter argument and say that this is actually not something possible. Subhanallah. So Allah guides whom He wills. Even though you may see the splitting of the moon, you may not believe. So forget about the activities taking place to convince you that the moon was split. Even if the moon splits right in front of your eyes, and Allah doesn't want to guide you, you will say this is sihr, this is magic. So this is the situation of humanity today. So the other thing that I also want to talk to you, in addition to the sign of the Day of Judgment, dear brothers and sisters, I made a video yesterday about what happened between Turkey and Israel right now, what is happening there, and we talk about the coming of the Malhama. Dear brothers and sisters, one thing that I want to assure you is that everything that you see, all the activities that you see, what is happening in Turkey, what is happening with Russia and Israel, is an outcome of what they want to do in the future, the plan in the future. Now, their plans, are they based on Quran and Sunnah? Allahu Alam. I believe personally Erdogan knows that Turkey could be in grave danger in the coming years from foreign adversaries. The reason for that is because he, as I said, there is one possibility is that he knows, Erdogan knows the hadith. He might have understood the importance of the location of Turkey, the strategic location of Turkey. He might have understood that, and so he's preparing. Turkey is now the superpower. It's a maritime superpower in the Mediterranean Sea, and Israel is not feeling comfortable with that at all. So Turkey has those knowledge from the Quran and Sunnah. It could be that just what is happening right now. Greece is disputing so many things with Turkey. They have accused Turkey of so many things, and Turkey is denying them. Turkey is saying, no, it has nothing to do with what you're claiming. Your accusation against us, these are baseless. But nevertheless, these things are happening. So Turkey may be preparing their defense system because of that maybe one day Greece and France and Germany will impose sanctions, and might be some kind of invasion take place in the future. So regardless of what it is, we know that this thing is happening, and this is not going to the right direction. This is obviously going to create more chaos, because Israel right now, they're very jealous of Turkey. They're saying, you know what, if Turkey becomes so powerful that we cannot stop them, we cannot compete with them, then our exporting of goods, products through the sea route will be hampered and will be influenced greatly by Turkey. In other words, they do not want Turkey to control the Mediterranean Sea with all the new technology they have, and Israeli government, they are convinced that Turkey has those weapons, those equipments that can be used against Israel and the products and the export business and things like that. Also, we know Russia is a Orthodox Christian country now. They're reverting back to their way of looking at the world, which is through the lens of religion. So they're going back to that. And now they also understand the importance of Syria, Sham. This is why Russia is there. They understand the importance of Turkey. This is why they are very close with Turkey. Now, as I said, the operant conditioning, as I mentioned, operant conditioning, basically you punish and you reward someone based on their behavior. That kind of conditioning is still going on between Russia and Turkey. Russia is rewarding Turkey great deal. They have billions of dollars of tourism sector that is being held by Russia in Turkey. So if Russia says we do not want our tourists to go to Turkey, then Turkey will be in big trouble. Like not just the trouble, but big trouble. I have a comment here, Ming Han. Israel ruins every country that wants to become powerful in the Middle East. Wallahi, this is something I would say the Muslim countries are actually responsible. It is not really Israel, because if you take a look at the Muslim countries, they become puppets. They have money, they have weapon, but nevertheless they become puppet. Turkey doesn't want to be puppet. Erdogan is not a puppet. That's one thing everybody can say. Whether someone loves or hates Erdogan, Anyone can say Erdogan is not a puppet. He doesn't listen to. If he did, then today his country will become number one economically, but it will become a chicken. Anybody can do anything and get away with it with Turkey and with the Muslims too. But this is not the case. France, the decision they make against the Muslims, they know that Turkey, there will be consequences from Turkey, that Turkey will not like it. That Turkey will expose them. That Turkey will tell the whole world that, look, this is what France is doing. They're going crazy. So, dear brothers and sisters, Erdogan is not a puppet. It is our fault that Israel is influencing Muslim countries greatly in terms of policy making and things like that. It is unfortunate. We should not be listening to any country. We should have our own dignity, our own honor, and we should not act on behalf of another government. We should not be a puppet government or a proxy for anybody. Assalamu alaikum. Khalid Abdullah, United Ummah. France has killed over 2 million. Yes, France, Ming Han, yes, that is true. There are so many things France did, but they do not want to apologize. It just shows that they're very, very stubborn. They're very, very stubborn. They do not want to apologize or humble themselves. Hadith said that after establishment of Jerusalem, Malhama will start. Imam Mahdi will arrive after WW3. Dajjal will arrive after Constantinople. Come under Islam. Something like that. Okay, so the first thing you said, Hadith said that after establishment of Jerusalem, Malhama will start. The establishment of Jerusalem already took place. Right now, Jerusalem is well established by the Yahud. Muslims have zero to say in it. They have no influence, nothing. Muslims' voice are being suppressed. They have nothing to say about it. So yeah, Jerusalem is already being established by the. You're right. And Malhama will start. Imam Mahdi will arrive. So Malhama, when we talk about Malhama, I refer always to kind of Malhama. One is just Malhama based on dunya reason. So WW3 will happen because of dunya reason. Okay, it has nothing to do with religion. So people will fight because of dominance or natural resources. Because of the COVID-19, we are seeing people are becoming desperate. Food price is the highest in the last 7-8 years. Basic necessities, people are going desperate. So when we talk about the worldly WW3, worldly reason WW3, we mean that these countries will fight for their survival and dominance and things like that. And then he said that Mahdi will arrive after WW3, inshallah. That's my understanding too. Dajjal will arrive after Constantinople. Yes, because Dajjal will come when Muslim will win one after another. Muslim will get victory one after another. Whether it is because Muslims are united, whether it is because Muslims have the Mahdi with them, whether it is because the Muslims have reconquered Constantinople. All of these things will become too much for Dajjal. So he will come out to destroy all of it, to undo everything, to upend what Mahdi would do. And then obviously with that, Isa ibn Maryam will come. NATO. Okay, so what about first worldism? First worldism, I do not know what you mean. I have not heard this term, first worldism. I heard a hadith saying that the Muslims and Islam will be on earth for around 1500 years. These are mere calculations. I do not believe in these calculations because, yes, you can do these calculations because you are free to do so, but at the end of the day, we do not know how long we'll be living, when the Sa'ah will take place. It can happen anytime, it can happen after, who knows. So saying that 1500 years and doing those math calculation is good for you. I mean, if it helps you with your iman, there is nothing wrong, because when it comes to the end of time science, there is no restriction. There is no Sharia restriction. You can come up with your own theory. You will be absolutely fine because there is no hadith, there is no ayat from the Quran that talks specifically about this is when the end of time will take place, and no ulama even will say that I'm right except my opinion. No ulama, no scholar will say that. So yes, you can come up with your own theories, and if that will increase your iman, why not? Inshallah, that's fine. But the bottom line is that we have to be ready for that in our heart and come close to Allah Azza wa Jal. I would like you to check up on this, because if it's true, then we have about 68 years. Again, brother, I do not believe that calculation, but again, as you said, Allah knows the best. It doesn't have to take 68 years. It can happen even within the next 8 years if Allah wants. So again, I hate no, brother, don't hate them. No hate for anyone. We make dua for them that they come to their senses. Right now there is a lot of problem for the French people around the world. People, Muslim people, they don't like France anymore. So it's not, France is not doing something productive, not for their own country, not for not for their people. When they will go out, they will travel, they will tour other countries. I mean, imagine yourself a French person is roaming around in Pakistan, for example, or Afghanistan, and they find out this guy is French. Do you think they'll treat him nice? I don't think so. So this is counterproductive. What France is doing against the Muslims is counterproductive. It is never good. In fact, this is exactly what the plan of Hitler was. Hitler, he wanted to stop immigration of the Yahudi in Germany. So what he did is he imposed taxes on the Yahudis, and he said, well, the reason for that is because we have to support our military. But the expert, they believe that the reason he imposed those extra taxes, unnecessary, is because he wanted the Yahudi to leave the country. So France, what they're doing is they're telling the Muslims, hey, you are not welcome. Do not come to our country. Go back to where you come from. We do not want to see you here. Just like what Hitler did. So this will not end well for anyone. And I have a few other comments here. Interesting. What do you think? Which Orthodox Christian room will deal with Muslim after Isa al-Islam come? I believe that this will be when we talk about a room. My understanding is that it is not just Russia or Greece. It will be consisted of many Caucasian countries. In fact, there is a hadith. Rasulullah said that the Romans, when they will meet the Muslims for the Malhama, the Romans will ask the Muslims to hand over their brothers. Means there will be a lot of people who from the Caucasian countries, who will become Muslim, who will be convert. When the Romans will meet the Muslims, they will say, give us back those converts, because they belong to us. They are Caucasian, they are white people. And the hadith clearly indicates, the ulama, they have differences, different way of looking into it, but one of the ways they said it is possible is because number of Muslims are growing in the Roman countries. So this will not be, and we see converts not just from Russia, we do not see converts just from Greece, we see converts from every country, and this number is increasing. In fact, I will give you some statistic, you will be shocked. In the States, America, 25% of Muslims, 25% of the entire Muslim population are converts. So this number is going crazy. A lot of people are becoming Muslim. A lot of them, they don't wear hijab. Women, men, they don't really, grow beard. But they are Muslim. I have actually spoken to someone just a few days ago from Canada. You have no idea she's a Muslim. I said, should I tell you about Islam? She said, no, I'm a Muslim. I'm like, what? She doesn't look like Muslim at all. She's Canadian, she's white, and then she doesn't wear hijab. So these kind of people are, everywhere. SubhanAllah. So the Muslims will, when the Romans will fight, and they will ask for their brothers to be returned, this can mean that these people are increasing. Nisar Momin, Ming Han, United Ummah. I want a series like Army of Satan. It will be good. Inshallah, we can make. If you request me something, you have to keep asking me because I forget about it. Army of Shaitan. army of Dajjal, army of Shaitan, these things are same actually. The hadith said the Muslims will conquer Constantinople using dua. Could that be when the British gave Turkey Istanbul without a fight? Using, what do you mean by dua? D-U-A. If you can, Minghan. Yes, I'm from the US, but most of the converts here are from African American community when we give them dawah. Latino community, not just African American. If you think about the Latino community, you can see a lot of them are converting. You see white people, they're converting. So the number is growing, and these are all part of Roman country that we talk about here. Even including USA. These the people who are born in those countries. A king from Kerala witnessed this splitting of the moon history. He is well documented. You can check on Google. King from Kerala. Okay. Inshallah. I know that a lot of Hindu texts, they have documented this happen. Chinese texts, they have documented this happen. But because Muslims are claiming this happened, so they keep quiet. Because if they come out and say, yeah, we saw that happen, yes, our texts are telling the same thing, then why don't you believe? So, kufr is dangerous. Kufr is so evil that this is why it's called kufr, that you hide something that is true. You hide the truth. Assalamu alaikum. What is your advice to people living in the Scandinavian countries to prepare for the coming of Malhama, the Dajjal system we live under? This is becoming more established every day. You do not have to, dear brothers and sisters, think about your location, where you are living. When the coming of Malhama, the Dajjal, the system, these things, the whole concept will be turned upside down. Because right now we see, I'm here, this thing will happen there. How can I go there? But when this thing will happen, again, this is very subjective, and from my understanding, when these things will happen, you will find yourself right in front of the Dajjal, if Allah wants. So, Malhama, preparation of the Dajjalic system, all we can do right now, the fitna is so great. All we can do really is make dua, becoming a better Muslim, because the victory of Allah Azza wa Jal will come only those who are righteous. So, it doesn't matter how much the fitna is. If Allah wants to help, and He will, to His righteous slave, then we will be able to defeat those challenges. Yes, that's true. Mustaq Shiraz, Minghan, Khalid Abdullah, brother, how can we get rid of the Khawarij from Syria, Yemen, Somalia, and other places, because they are a huge fitna for the Ummah? They are right now a little bit on the backseat, simply because of they are being pushed by many countries, especially the states. If you're talking about the Khawarij, I don't know. Okay, so you're talking about the Khawarij. Okay, so this Khawarij, they are like, these people are up for business. They have a goal that is only for dunya. So, for example, the goal could be, I want to establish a khilafah. I want to establish, my rule over this part of the world. Or it could be, we want to have more money. Some people, they go and they form these kind of groups just to benefit financially, because they go through a lot of financial difficulties. They see people are dying, starving. So they want to take advantage of the Quran and Sunnah to meet their own need. So they will use the Quran and they go and fight, and they will say, well, this is in the Quran and Sunnah, but the actual reason for that is because they want money, and they want to rule over certain land. Because see, these are all fitna. Men are being tested with wealth. Rasulullah said that I do not fear anything for my ummah which is more severe than wealth, mal. So this is exactly what they're up to. And again, if you want to establish khilafah, anybody says, I want to establish khilafah, there is a a logical fallacy right there, because you do not establish Khilafah. Allah Azza wa Jal is the one who gives you the Khilafah. Inni ja'ilun fil ardi Khilafah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, I will establish vicegerent on earth. So it's Allah Azza wa Jal who will establish Khilafah. It's not you and me. So at the moment someone says, I want to establish Khilafah, that means there is something wrong with him. We have to be ready so that Allah will use us to establish Khilafah. But most of us, we are not doing a good job as a Muslim. I mean, how much sins we commit. So how to deal with these Khawarij in those countries? They will not become a dominant force. It's just that they are causing a lot of pain for so many Muslims, but they will not be successful. We have to, inshallah, just be steadfast, make dua, be very vigilant. If you see something suspicious, you have to raise your voice and report them. Asabi khahaf. Yes, we have to follow that. Ayman Aslan. So inshallah, I will let you guys go. Brother, please explain hadith of Euphrates River. Inshallah, this is a big topic. I want to, inshallah, talk about this Euphrates River thing on a separate video, even though I did talk about it in the past. But inshallah, we'll make another video and talk about it, inshallah. Jazakallah khair, dear brothers and sisters, for joining in today, for tuning in. I hope that you're fasting. Your Ramadan is going great, inshallah. We are today almost, how many days we have since we started? 1, 2, 3, 4. Today is the 5th day, I believe. New here, consider subscribing. Like this video, share this video, inshallah. Subscribe, and I will see you soon again. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.